What's up, YouTube? So I'm gonna make a quick video. I get this off my mind, man. So this topic, I'm going to talk about how I view narcissists and narcissism part two. So this is gonna be part two. So I've noticed with narcissists and people who are narcissistic, I'm not talking about arrogant people who have an over self-confidence, people who are egotistical. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about and people who lack self-awareness. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people who are very narcissistic, meaning like they lack empathy, they're violent, they're verbally abusive and even violent. And there's just something off about them within again, I don't know too much about narcissists, but based on my experiences with narcissistic people and narcissism, especially coming from a very dysfunctional family, I guess I'm considered what people like to call it in the spiritual community as the black sheep of the family and the scapegoats. I don't like labels. I feel like labels are part of programming, and it kind of like forces people to manifest into bad situations within certain programs with like labels and shit like that. But I'm saying that so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Black sheeps of the family, scapegoats, the definition of these two is pretty much being the person chosen to endure a lot of abuse and a lot of families' projection from their bullshit. And they don't like to take accountability, and they like to take that shit and blame it on on one fucking person because they're all toxic and they're all fucking weak. But there's also a spiritual side to it, because all this shit these families do and my family do is not logical. It's not logical. And a lot of other families, why do you think when you're watching spiritual videos, people talk about narcissistic abuse within family units? Why do you think they why do you think they all do the same shit? They all target one person or a small amount of people, the most two. Because there can't be two black. It just depends, but there's usually a whole family that targets a certain person or individual. Why is everything the same? Because it's spiritual. Why do you think every narcissistic person acts the same? Because it's spiritual. They're all so advanced at line. They all get over the same shit. And people have commented. Trust me, I've studied narcissism for over years and spirituality, and I've been in this path for a long time, and I've seen comments and other videos, and they all do the same shit. And people agree that they do the same shit. Even when it comes to physical features, people have been reports of seeing narcissistic people, and these narcissists will like their eyes will change to pitch black, or they'll see them mad dog them with the evil ass stare. I've experienced that shit, and even like their facial structures would change to like very like sharper like facial structures, kind of like the devil or like a demon, or like a very sinister old person. You know what I'm saying? Because it's spiritual. And when I say I'm spiritual, don't get it twisted. Just because when I say it's spiritual, I'm not one of those most people who say, oh, it's new age. Oh, love and light. It's spiritual. Don't take it personal. No, you should take it personal, because these are spiritual attacks. These are spiritual attacks. I'm not saying to feed into energy, but what I'm saying is that you have to be aware of what the fuck is going on, because a lot of people, they try to figure out why these narcissistic people do the things they do, which is nothing wrong with that. I understand where they're coming from. I still do it, and I still study it. One, because maybe they're interested in it and they want to know more, which is good. I'm not talking about that, but I'm more so talking about if you're trying to figure out why these people do that shit logically, you're just going to go crazy. You're going to have sleepless nights. You're just going to have a headache. I'm making this video so you don't have to go through what I have to go through. But the reason why people are so fixated on these narcissists, because of anger, because of trauma, of what they put them through. And what I hate the strong word, but what I just don't like about the universe and the law of karma and how God operates, I don't like the fact that God will like purposely put certain people into narcissistic families and bloodlines to break generational curses. This is why they're experiencing a lot of abuse. But like, and when I say generational curses, I'm not talking about just certain people. Everyone goes through a generational curse. It's come in different forms. It could come in finances. It could come in emotional intelligence. It could come in like the first person to go to college. It's just stuff like that. But I'm more so talking about people who experience a lot of abuse. Those type of breaking generational curses, to where maybe they decide to start their own family, or to simply leave that family unit and to live their own life. You don't have to start a family. You don't have to be married. But as long as you're out of that fucking situation and you're exposing these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? that's breaking generational curse. And but also the most important thing, the main thing is to heal from that shit. So you won't become your toxic, retarded, spiritually dumbed down, weak family members. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I am saying that from a bitter standpoint. I don't give a fuck. But where was I? But everyone's life situation is different. Some people actually experience being abused and being around dysfunctional families. They get away from them, and then they do the healing work. They're healed, and then their family somehow they're able to heal and they're able to come back in good terms. That is a case. Is rare, but that is a case. But for most cases, like these people who leave their families, they're gone for good, and they're on their own, and they need guidance. And I'm not saying I'm giving them guidance. I'm just saying, like, because they gotta do so much healing work. You know what I'm saying? This is why there's therapy work. There's therapists. Some people say they like therapy. Some people say it doesn't work. It just depends. I guess you got to be lucky. But I don't know. But luckily, we do have YouTube that people that actually speak out about this shit. Thank God. You got Denzel Moss. You got New Mind Frame. You got other spiritual channels who talk about narcissism. It is, in fact, a spiritual warfare. I don't like the label. It's New Age, but it's true. It is true. So when I'm saying it's spiritual warfare, so meaning like if you're dealing with multiple narcissists within family households, or a person or ex or just someone that's narcissistic, they're not narcissistic, if they're giving you a hard time and you just can't fathom why they do things they do, and whenever they'll provoke you into some shit and then you fuck them up or you cuss them out and then they play victim and you're just so confused, it's because it's spiritual. This is why it's hard for them to get caught. It's hard for them to it's just so hard for them to get caught and to get consequences from people in the physical realm. In the spiritual realm, they're going to get dealt with. They're going to get dealt with. I've booked a lot of personal tarot readings. I've watched a lot of tarot videos. I came across a lot of channels that confirm that these people will get their fucking karma. So, and this is how they act. That's their karma. Just the fact they do shit like that. That's their karma. Imagine living a life having to constantly hurt people, put them in distress. And don't get me wrong, we all make mistakes. We all hurt people before. That's human. We're all human. We all make mistakes. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about intentionally and when they know what they're doing. But it gets complicated because I feel like these same narcissistic people, I think they do know what they're doing, but either they're so mentally retarded that like they don't know what they're doing, but like I can't explain it. But this is why when I'm talking about it's spiritual. So it could be possible, I'm not saying that right, it could be possible that this is my beliefs, that they are possessed by a demonic entity. This is why when they do the shit they do, it's not logical. It's not logical. And if you confront them, they'll either deflect, gaslight, or if you somehow get them to speak or to get them to confront what they're doing, they're not going to understand why they do the things they do. Because it's spiritual. They don't understand. These people are gone. This is why their vessels, their bodies are able to be possessed for a reason. Because in order for you to get possessed by a fucking entity or be influenced by a negative entity, you got to be vibrating so low. Like you have to go through so much trauma. Based on what I've learned from other YouTubers, is that these people, they undergo some type of horrible ass stress and trauma, either when they're like little kids or even adulthood, whatever situation or multiple events where like they just kind of give up on themselves and they're spiritually dead. They have a soul wound. New Mind Frame talks about this, where like you can actually have a soul wound, where like your emotional body, like your soul could be like wounded and injured. If it's so bad, then that gives room. And she mentioned this. New Mind Frame mentioned this, and she's right because I agree with her. She mentioned that like these evil negative entities, they could actually inhabit into these human vessels and shit like that, and they could manipulate their minds or convince them to do horrible shit to an innocent person. And that sort of cycle continues of generational curses, not just with family unions, but within society. That's one of the reasons why this world's so evil. Now, people may say, well, what cause these people to be traumatized? Well, could be narcissistic people, because like I said, it's a constant cycle. But I also blame this world, because this world kind of sets people up to be traumatized. People are forced to work at these jobs they don't want to be in. Just the fact that you got to work just to survive, just to put food in your mouth, just to have a roof over your head, just to have a vehicle, just to have clothes on your back, because human beings, we can't live outside due to cold climate. all that is traumatizing. You know what I'm saying? It's not guaranteed to get a job. And even if you do get a job, it's not guaranteed you'll make enough money. It's hard to make ends meet. Imagine having a family, having multiple kids. Society's going to look down on you if you're not making a certain amount of money or not have a certain job. At the end of the day, if you're not working, if you're not being a slave, society's going to look down on you. And that comes in a lot of shame. People are forced to go to school they don't want to go to with these teens and stuff like that. And that makes them depressed and shit. Why there's so much fights going on in school shootings? Because there's a lot of shit happening spiritually. That's why you got time speeding up and all this shit, you know. But it gets complicated. You just can't overthink this shit. You can't overthink it because it's gonna drive you crazy. But it is good to at least analyze it. But if you're into spirituality, if it's part of your passion, I love philosophy. I love spirituality. So I can't help myself. I love to question everything. Not 24/7, of course. I take breaks because it's too much, but I do like to be aware of what the fuck is going on, even though it is a burden. But man, I just gotta make this video because, like, you know, like, I'm just so mad because, like, without doubt, I'm so traumatized. I'm so fucked up from what my family members have put me through. Not only family members, but past exes I've dealt with that were very narcissistic, and it's just some bullshit, man. I've experienced betrayal. I've experienced I know what it's like to be ghosted, even through family members. Well, they'll do me wrong, and then they won't give me no type of clarity. It's fucked up. It's very fucked up. It's so fucked up. Like, it's so fucked up. Like, it's so hurtful. Like, I can't even explain it on video because I'm gonna break down because this is too much. It's just too triggering. Like, I'm probably gonna be destabilized emotionally if I were to talk about in detail what these people have done. But that's the thing I need to heal from. It's gonna take time, maybe even years, you know. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm the one that goes through these things, because a lot of people go through horrible shit. It's part of the human experience, accordingly. Oh, man. The reason why, obviously with my YouTube channel, I want to be a free spirit. So meaning, like, I want to be very expressive, but I want to be free. So whatever I talk about, I'm going to talk about it. It could be anything. But I've noticed I've gained the most subscribers and the most, like, I've gained I gained 130 subscribers, over 2,000 views and over 100 likes and over 60 comments just for one video talking about how I view narcissistic people and narcissism. So I feel like if I were to make more videos, I feel like more people would like to watch that, you know. And it's good too, because even though I don't agree with how I make videos, because I consider my channel, my platform, as my own therapy. So this is why I say shit like, don't take my channel personally, because this is my raw self. Obviously, I'm not going to go too into detail. Like, obviously, I'm going to be professional and respectful about it, because I don't obviously not go too crazy, you know, because obviously it's still a platform. It's still social media. It's still public. So I don't want to rub people off the wrong way and present myself a certain way, even though I am being my authentic self and releasing a lot of anger and pain. But I had to make this video because I was thinking of all these memories of what my family put me through, and especially when you cut them off, like all these traumatic shit is gonna come to the surface. I just feel extremely bitter of what my stepdad did when he laid hands on me. I don't like calling him a stepdad, like, he's a bitch, but and I really want my revenge. Like, I really want to just come visit them and just fight them, you know? Shit, man. Like, trust me, like, they've laid hands on me, like, they verbally abused me, they lied to me. Oh my God, man. It's just, looking back, like, what the fuck? Like, it's insane. The amount of shit I had to put up with, man. It's fucking bullshit. And this is what I tell myself, like, out of all the things I've experienced, like, how am I not in jail? Because the average person would probably have gone insane and just spaz out and just, you know what I'm saying, either kill these people or just fuck them up, and it results in probably in jail court, you know? But it's what I'm saying, it's spiritual. These demonic entities, these demons, the devil, They want you. They want to fuck with you. This is why people get shot up. This is why people stab each other. This is why people like just kill their husbands or their wives in the middle of the night. People get raped and shit like that. This is the devil's influence. It's a demonic ass world. Life does get frustrating, without a doubt, because again, me, like, don't get me wrong, and I'm saying this from a very programmed level. Like, I understand I'm programmed. I understand I have a lot of programming. I understand that. But in this timeline, in this society, yes, I'm considered happy. I'm considered content. You know, I have a job. I make money. I mean, I have a career. I make decent money. I have my own car. I have my own living area. So according to society, yes, I live in comfortable. But why I'm saying that society could be a lot better without people having to work, because some people, there's this guy, I forgot his channel name, but he made a good point. He mentioned that like not everyone is meant for not everyone is meant to be in this society. Not everyone is meant to be in this world, because we're all unique. No, because this is where school is, because school programs everyone to do the same shit. And once you get out of school, the society does the same thing. Not everyone wants to work. Not everyone's meant to work. Me, I feel like I'm meant to work or even start my own business. The reason why I'm saying this because I don't know, whatever. I don't know. But like basically like people, you have people who are meant to have their own business. People who are meant to do their own thing and to live their own life. You know what I'm saying? But the society, it forces you to having to do shit you don't want to do in order for you to survive. That's the problem. Or, you know, just programming. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, it's just bullshit. I don't want to get off topic, but yeah, like from what my family members put me through, and just thinking back of all the evil ass shit they've done, like these fucking bastards, man. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, fuck them, man. And it's just funny because like God will really put you in a situation to where like God will give these people the green light to fuck with you, and then God will kind of separate you if you were to fight back, or God will orchestrate situations to separate you. And now like God put you through this shit, but now God gotta get you away from these people so you can do the healing work. And so maybe you can help other people, or you can help expand the consciousness, or so you can grow and evolve and expand your own mind and shit like that. That's just fucked up, man. It's annoying. That shit's annoying. I hate that shit so much. I fucking hate that shit. But I'm trying to, I don't know, man. And it's not that I'm vengeful. It's not that I hold grudges. It's not that. It's more so like it's just not right. It's about justice. You know, that's not right. That's not justified. It's not. God can't just put you in abusive situations and expect you to just take it and then heal yourself after years, and then you got to help other people out. So I've known people who, obviously on YouTube, I know people who develop brain trauma, just physical trauma and traumatic shit to where their nervous system is fucked up, or like they can't like do certain shit because of a narcissistic abuse. And I understand we all have free will, and not everything is God's fault or the universe, but how my mind is, how my perspectives are, based on my own programming. My programming is that, yes, I do view God and the universe being responsible for all this bullshit they put us through. Now, people may say our souls chose to experience this, our souls volunteered to choose this, or maybe it's free will, or it's the devil attacking people. That could be the case. I believe in all of that. But what I'm saying is that, like, it's just fucked up how God will expect us to do the healing work while at the same time giving us the free will to, you know, trying to go to work, trying to wake up early, trying to make money. And now you got to sacrifice your money just to go to therapy, and sacrifice your time, your personal time, just to schedule appointments to work on your mental health, and having sleepless nights, and anger and PTSD like symptoms and all this other bullshit. It's fucked up. But I feel like it's funny because I feel like God or life, this reality, this realm, it'll control your free will to where like you're forced to do shit that's going to cause suffering. But the only time you get free will is when you have to endure the suffering. I feel like that's the only time you get free will. It's when you have to endure the suffering. You know, why do you think we're born into certain families we don't like, or we're put, or like we're around certain people we don't like, or a certain hometown we don't like, or like we're around very disrespectful, narcissistic people, or like if we're around a shitty ass work situations or a shitty ass hometown, we don't have control over that. We're put into these situations. This is where you get your destiny from. People may not agree with me, but that's how I view things. I understand we have free will to a certain extent, and yes, we do control our situation, but I do believe at the same time it is possible that the universe or God does kind of like put us into situations to where we don't want to be in, in order for us to grow and evolve and to become better versions of ourselves. This is why when people say you can't, like, the greatest, in order for you to grow and evolve the most, you have to go through pain, which makes sense. But oh no, man, I just feel so vengeful of what my family members put me through. Like fuck them, man. Like I just want to cuss them out and just fucking lay hands on them, man. Like I don't know who the fuck they think they are. And like not only that, but like, and now I gotta sit there and hope that karma's gonna get them. Or is this crazy how God will put you into these situations where you've been done wrong, and now God doesn't want you to see these people get their karma. So now you gotta do the healing work and just hope for the best and try to get closer to God, or try to erase that ego of yours and try to expand your horizons. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. This shit's not easy. Because it's like, wow, you're really going to put me through a fucked up situation and now I got to heal from that shit? What the fuck, man? But not too many people could do that. And even people are able to do that, it takes years. It takes a long time just to heal the human body, because it gets deep, because it's a possibility that you're going to heal like past life karma, or you're trying to heal generational curses from your own family's trauma. So this is why it's such a long process. It's so intense. It's annoying, you know? But I understand I'm thinking too much into it, but at the same time, it is necessary to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it gets annoying because me actually wanted to work out so I could release that pent up aggression and anger. But I might have to skip my workout because it's like, it's already late. It's already midnight. And I literally came back from work. I only took like an hour nap, and then I cleaned my room, took a shower. You know what I'm saying? So it's annoying how like time is speeding up and the days are going by a lot faster. So it sucks because because I'm on a healing journey. So some days I feel good, and other random days I'll feel extremely pissed, angry, and upset of what these people have put me through. And I gotta purge that shit out. And it also depends on the astrology. So it could be like a full moon, or a full moon eclipse, or a Mercury retrograde, or shit like that, or all these transits in Scorpio, because I have a lot of Scorpio placements, or Virgo and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So those are the times where like I gotta do a lot of healing work, to where I either gotta go to the gym, or I gotta find a certain outlet to release all this pent up emotions. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna go crazy, or I'm gonna spaz out. But it gets annoying where like when you work at a 9 to 5, or if you have a career or a job, and it's like after work you just feel tired and drained, and you got other things you got to complete through your personal time, and not only that, but it's hard for you to just go to the gym, because my go-to is the gym. Either running outside, but it's too cold. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but I'm not. Either I'm running outside, or I'm going to the gym just to work out, so I can lift weights, run a treadmill, or do my yoga stretches. You know what I'm saying? And once I get back to my room, I can meditate, because it's always good to get exercise. It's always good to get some fresh air. You don't want to be stuck in the room all day overthinking shit, especially if you've been traumatized. It's going to be bad. I had to learn this the hard way. You don't want to do that. You don't want to isolate yourself. You got to put yourself out there. You got to get fresh air. You got to go outside. You got to release. You got to experience new things. You got to have fun. You got to meet new people. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, I'm just, fuck, man. Like, it's just, like, I'm confused. Like, these narcissistic people, they'll really leave you confused, because the average person would think, like, first off, why would you do that shit? And they even have the audacity to do some shit like that. This shit's not logical, and that would keep people stuck. And it'll force them to think about them, and now you develop kind of like a soul tie to where, like, you can't get these people off your mind, and you're feeding like an energetic cord. Not a soul tie, I mean an energetic cord, because soul ties and energetic cords are different. A soul tie is a soul tie, I'll explain it in a different video, but a soul tie is like where you physically feel like you can't get this person off your mind, and you feel this person's energy. An energetic cord is when like you can't get this person off your mind. It's both similar but different. A soul tie is a lot more intense. Usually twin flames or soulmates or romantic connections, that's when you experience a soul tie. But with like platonic relationships and stuff like that, that's when you experience energetic cords or acquaintances or your enemies and shit like that. But at the same time, your soulmates, your twin flame, and romantic connections, they could be your enemies as well. But yeah, but this is bullshit, man. Like, fuck, you know. So I probably might not to work out. I'm probably just gonna do. I want to start doing my yoga stretches and my breathwork meditations. Chauncey One talks about this. I want to post more of his clips out there so my subscribers and viewers can know what I'm talking about. He talks about a lot of yoga and breathwork. These are very important when it comes to healing the body, not only physically but emotionally as well, because you're releasing a lot of stress and tension within the physical body, and there's a spiritual side to it. So you're releasing a lot of pent-up emotions, and it's going to come to the surface so you can release it. And when you're doing breath work, you're getting your mind right and stuff like that. It's all a cleanse. And the more you do it, the more you're going to less crave food. You're going to eat less, which is good because that means you're fasting and you're releasing all these toxic foods and these fucking parasites. So you won't crave as much junk food and shit like that. And that's part of the healing journey. Yes, the emotional body is important, but you also must heal the gut. Sacred Serpent talks about this. He talks about the importance of healing the gut. The gut has a correlation to the mind and the body. You have to heal the gut. So how do you heal the gut? You eat healthy foods, fruits and vegetables, and you fast a lot. And there's also colon cleansing. He mentioned like there's certain types of like supplements where you can cleanse your colon and stuff like that, because it's filled with a lot of residue and like a lot of fecal matter, and it clogs up your colon and your intestines. You know what I'm saying? And that definitely affects the mind because it's all in your gut. You know, that's what Sacred Serpent mentioned, and he made a great point. So make sure you check him out, Sacred Serpent, and make sure you check out Chauncey One. I am going to leave their clips in my videos. But it's just, I feel like it's part of life, man. And I really appreciate the comments I've gotten from my last channel, and they made some great points when it comes to like how, and they told me like I shouldn't like think too much into it, and like it's just part of life where like, yes, it's not fair what I've been through, it's not okay, it's not right, but I meant to go through these things not so I could torture me, but more so it can make me stronger, and so I could help myself out, I could help my bloodline out. Well, fuck my bloodline, but I can help other people out, I can help myself out, and I can help people who are in need, because our people who do experience similar situations, and unfortunately some people, they just don't have the right answers, or they don't have the right clarity, they don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So this is why people like me or like other people who go through abuse, they tend to make videos to speak about shit like that. And it doesn't have to be like narcissism, it could be like health, it could be like people talking about fasting, yoga. It's anything, you know, where like I feel like God or your spirit will put you through very challenging and horrible things, not so you could torture you, but more so you could like experience those things, so you could hit rock bottom, and now you have no choice but to go up. And as you're going up, you gain a lot of wisdom, knowledge, you get enlightened, and then once you gain a lot of wisdom and enlightenment, you're able to help out the collective of people, and this is where you get your soul mission from, and it's worth it, you know. And that's something to be very proud of as well. Oh man, it's just evil ass world, because I be thinking, man, like, do my family members, like, are they even aware of what they've done to me? Because like, I'm gonna go into detail, but it's just too triggering. Probably I'll do in the future maybe, but like all the shit they've done, all the lying, the gaslighting, like lying on my name, just mobbing me. What's the other word? Like just fucking like just damn, man, laying their hands on me. Like, and what I've noticed about them, not just with them, but narcissistic people, they'll provoke you, they'll start shit, but once you finish it, once you confront them, these same people will play victim, or they'll call the security, or they'll call cops, or they'll call other people known as the flying monkeys to back them up. Do you know what I'm saying? And so now they're, even though they're the abusers, they provoke their victim, and they cause their victims to have reaction abuse. And once that victim experiences reaction abuse, the victims defend themselves, but they tend to lash out at the abuser because of what the abuser have done to the victim for a long ass time. And then that abuser will use that to its advantage to have people that's on the abuser's side to defend that abuser from the victim. And they're going to look at the victim as a bad guy, as an abuser. Because these abusers, they're very manipulative. They're very narcissistic. They know how to trick people. They know how to trick people's minds. Trust me, I've experienced this shit. I know how they operate. People, usually with abusers, narcissistic people, don't forget it's spiritual. They're demonic entities. So people don't know they're possessed. People don't know they have a sick ass agenda. This is why when people tend to attack them, they don't understand why they're being attacked. Instead, they're going to defend them. Not all the cases, but some cases. Some cases, people are the victims that are being attacked by a crazy person. But in some cases, these abusers, they like to provoke shit and have their victims react to that shit. And they usually do that shit for a long time. This is where you get your reaction abuse. So when these victims react and out of self-defense, and they're just had it because they're traumatized and they're experiencing reaction abuse. Now these abusers will use the people that can't see through the abuser's mask, and they can't see through their bullshit because the abuser likes to lie and manipulate a lot of people. Because don't forget, you're dealing with a demonic entity. They're advanced. They know how the mind works. They know how humans work. They know how they operate. It's spiritual. This is where you get your Jezebel spirit. They use that advantage to their advantage, pretty much. Because I've experienced that shit, and people talk about it all the time, and I've seen it. It's some deep shit. It's not a joke. But what I've watched and researched, that like in order for these people, narcissistic people, the reason why the reason why they act the way they act, you can say from a spiritual or logical standpoint, the reason why they act the way they act, without a doubt, we can all agree, is due to because they have experienced abuse, they have experienced being traumatized, and they're so weak. They're so weak. They're so mentally fucking weak that they allow their trauma and all these energies to override them. And now they can't even operate at a certain mindset. So now they got to use all that trauma to harm other people. That's how fucking weak they are. Now, from a spiritual standpoint, maybe they're so traumatized that their souls just can't take it, that they're allowing negative demonic entities or the devil or these lower vibrational entities to inhabit their bodies or to manipulate their minds into doing evil shit towards innocent people. This is where you get your demonic possession from. Because they've endured too much, and I don't blame them, because like I said, we're all unique. Certain people can't handle as much shit compared to other person. Not because other person is stronger. It's not that. It's more so because we're all unique. We're all meant for certain things. We're all great. We all came in with a special purpose. We're all born to be great. This is why we're here. We all meant for a purpose. We're all great. But like some people could do one thing, the other person can't, and vice versa. Something someone's good at, like you have someone who's good at basketball who could jump high. But you have the other person who's not as athletic, but they know how to build a house. They know how to you know what I'm saying? They know how to paint, they know how to sing. You know, that's what I'm getting at. We all have God-given gifts and talents. You know? So that's what I'm getting at. But this is annoying though. But I'm more so talking about people who go to the extremes to cause a lot of harm to innocent people, to the extreme, to where these victims go through life-changing long-term trauma. These abusers, they're fucking weak for even being too weak to face their own trauma and their own shit. Fuck them. This is why I don't have respect for them. This is why I don't have respect for family members. Even though, yes, they put... No, I'm not even mention that shit, because fuck that. They don't deserve to... Nah, I'm not going to say it. Fuck them. It's not my ego either. I'm not going to... Nah, fuck that. But, well, this video felt good. I let out a lot of steam, but should I continue this video? That's all I gotta say. Like, comment, subscribe, have a good one. Peace.